We have Lipscomb players, the student athletes who play Iowa State tomorrow at 12:30. Gyasi Powell, Will Pruitt, Jacob Ognacevic, and Joe Anderson. Questions, please.
Jacob, this is Steve McGarvey from the Associated Press. I'm just wondering, had you ever played in this building, or how many times did you attend games at in this building while you were growing up?
Yeah, so I had a high school game here once when I was a freshman in high school, so I played here once, and then I've come to a couple games, but I'm really excited to actually play a college game in this building and be back home in Wisconsin.
I also have some questions from you. Sorry, Lori Nickel, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. How many friends or family or anybody have asked you, where's Lipscomb, and what do you tell them? What are your favorite things to say about your school?
Yeah, I mean, my friends and family, they know where Lipscomb is, but a few people back home don't really know. So I tell them it's in Nashville, tell them it's a small, low school, but with great people there and great community, great city too. And yeah, like I said, we're really excited to be here.
And uniquely, your high school team is headed to state as well tomorrow. How much are they following you and the guys, and how much are you following them? And
yeah, so our high school, we're a really tight-knit community. I mean, they play at 10:30 tomorrow. We got a little group chat that we all text in, and they've been kind of every single game they play, I get updates on the box score, who did well, what the score was, and all that stuff like that. So, I mean, we follow each other. We both follow each other, and I'm super excited for them. I hope they can win tomorrow, and then I hope we can follow it up by winning tomorrow at 12:30.
This one's for Jacob again. Brendan Jones, TMJ4 News. When you got the news on Selection Sunday you'd be playing here, can you just walk me through those emotions? What was that like for you?
Yeah, so throughout the whole week when we got done with our conference tournament, I kept on hearing we were going to Seattle or Denver, and then Milwaukee would kind of be a long shot. But then kind of as we got closer to Selection Sunday, Milwaukee kind of became more of a possibility. And then when they announced us, it became reality, and I was just super excited that we're coming back here and that I was able to play in Wisconsin.
Why don't we go down the line here so we can get the others involved? Just talk about the challenge of facing Iowa State, and one in particular you've seen on tape that you have to take care of tomorrow.
The focus for us is just to be ourselves. We know they're gonna come out and try to pressure the ball and try to get into us, but ultimately just to play our game and just be us.
Yeah, another emphasis is they've got some size, the 3 through the 5. So to be physical, walk up to the line for 40 minutes and play our game like Gyasi said, and you know we're gonna have to play different ball screen coverages and different things of that nature. So we're gonna have to be locked in with those things as well.
Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa State's a really good team, obviously. They're a 3 seed in the tournament, so we need from the tip to the end of the game, we got to come out ready. Our room for error is very small, so we just got to play. Like Will said, we got to play physical, we got to know the scout, and we got to hit shots too.
Yeah, I think these guys hit all the main things, but I just think taking care of the ball is a big thing for us, and playing with confidence while we're out there.
Jeff Dubroff, KCC out of Des Moines. This is for any of y'all. Taman Lipsey is the school's all-time leading in steals. Just kind of what unique challenge does a guy like that present when he is just all over the place and kind of can just disrupt offense the way he does?
Well, maybe all of you, one at a time, please.
That just goes in what we said about taking care of the ball. Ultimately, the goal is to limit our turnovers to have a chance to win. And we understand he's a great defender, but our goal is to not turn the ball over against him.
Yeah, anytime you play a guy like that, it's definitely gonna provide us with challenges. But like Gyasi said, we're gonna have to take care of the ball, get to our spots, and really just hone in on the details of our offense.
Yeah, I agree with what these two said. I mean, we just got to take care of the ball and just be ready for that too. We can't let them get steals and then they're out on the fast break and then they get momentum. I mean, we just got to do a good job of taking care of the ball.
Yeah, they pretty much hit it all.
March Madness is all about upsets, right? You guys, I think, won the regular season, right? Was there pressure then to secure your bid with the tournament, and that kind of pressure, does that help kind of get you ready for what's about to come this week?
Yeah, I think we all just really like playing with each other. We got a good group of guys, and coach says he tries to recruit good guys, and we just want to play with each other as long as we can. So he just tells us to take it one day at a time, one game at a time. That's just what we're going to keep doing.
Hey, Ben Hansen, Marquette Wire. I know there's 3 fifth-year seniors on this team, but Jacob specifically, what are the emotions behind in this last year coming back after that broken foot injury and winning the conference tournament, the ASUN conference tournament, and making it to March Madness? What are the emotions behind that with dedicating yourself to come back for this 5th year?
Yeah, I mean, last year was a tough year having to sit out the whole year, and it was actually a knee injury, but yeah, just having to sit out last year and then come back this year and winning regular season and then conference, it meant a lot. And I think if you watch the end of the game, I was crying when I figured out that we actually won, and it just meant a lot because I've been here 4 years now, been through a lot of struggles here, and just to be able to finish it like that meant the world. It was awesome that we won it on our home floor too, and that all our fans and family could be there for us.
Jacob, there's a big Wisconsin connection with some guys on the Iowa State team too, and the coaching staff. I was wondering if you had any sort of a history playing against Momcilovic or know the coaches or anything like that from your past.
Yeah, I haven't played against Milan, but I know that Grant has in high school, and I know of him too, so yeah.
Just one for Jacob. How many friends and family members are you going to have at the game, and what's it been like trying to wrangle tickets, I guess, from your teammates for some of these?
I don't know the exact number, but I know there's going to be quite a few. I was lucky enough to get a few extra tickets so I could get some people in. But like I was talking about earlier, my high school team has a game at 10:30 in Madison, so a lot of those guys can't come. But I know there's a lot of people coming, and they're excited to watch.
Other questions? All right, guys, good luck tomorrow.
Ready?
Yep.
Good morning.
Hi, Lennie. Rich Rovito, Associated Press. With the injuries to some key players with Iowa State, how do you see the team now compared to maybe how they were a couple of months ago, and does that change your plan of attack at all?
No, not at all. I think when you watched them in the Big 12 tournament, obviously without 2 key guys, it looks like they're going to get their point guard back, and boy, he's a nice player. But relative to us, they're just so much more size and physicality. I think he does a great job with his team. They're very impressive to watch. It jumps out at you how hard they play. We lost a key guy the second week in January. We lost our center, who was, I thought, the best inside player in our league, and we lost him for the year, Dylan Faulkner. And we just had other guys step up. And a lot of times when you have a proud program and a program that's built on winning and culture, that's what happens. And no, we don't expect anything less than their best tomorrow. Yeah.
Jeff Dubroff, KCC out of Des Moines. Lennie, your players were talking a lot about the key, obviously, to protect the ball, not turn the ball over. When looking at the Iowa State defense, Taman Lipsey is the school's leading steals. How much of a unique challenge is that for a guy who not only plays lockdown defense, but is so adept at being able to turn the ball over at the rate that he does?
Well, your defense always starts at the point of attack, and he's usually the guy on the ball. He's got great instincts, as you can see, but he also, the thing that they do, I think the thing I appreciate the most about watching them is how convicted they are and how they play. It's one thing to say I believe in it or I'm committed to it, but they play with great conviction. And when you turn the film on, when you see him into the ball, it's a problem. And so we've got to figure some things out. I think the biggest thing is, though, we just understand we're not going to be perfect. And we don't have to be perfect. We're going to make some mistakes. They turn everybody over. And but the biggest thing is we got to just make sure that we get on to the next possession regardless of what happens. It's a long game. And when you play them, like I was watching them against Kansas State last night, one of the last times they played them. And, Kansas State was in a good spot and then 6 straight turnovers. It's just that's how they play. And you just got to have a short memory and a strong chin. You just got to get on to the next play.
Other questions for Coach? Can you talk about just the joy that your program has, just being here, the accomplishment?
Well, obviously it's something these kids have dreamed about their whole life. You know, we've been Division I 23 years, and they just told me, I guess, the first 14 years they had one 20-win season. We've had 6 in the last 9. So they were here in 2018. The thing that's unique about our level, different from the Big 12, is that we're a one-bid league, and the conference tournament is cruel. I mean, it's cruel. And when you're the favorite and you're hosting, and we won the league, and we've had 2 gut-wrenching losses the last 2 years in the tournament. So just to see these kids, I mean, you know, Will, Joe, and Jacob, all 3 of those guys could have went other places, and they came back. And to see them rewarded for that, for their loyalty, because loyalty is a two-way street. And so just to see that, it meant a lot. It's really been a blessing to be a part of.
When Iowa State was here, I believe it was 3 years ago in Milwaukee, it brought a lot of fans, used that to get 2 upset wins. Talk about the added challenge of playing in front of a lot of Red fans tomorrow.
Yeah, I actually had a couple of former players and assistants work for Steve Prohm there. And I talked to both of them this week, and they were talking about Cyclone Nation, you know, and I know it's real. And good for them. That's the way it's supposed to be. And but you know what? I mean, the reality of this deal is no matter where you go, it's going to be hard. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And, you know, we thought we might get to a 13 seed, maybe even a 12, but it landed where it landed. And I promise you there's 300 teams that would trade spots with us tomorrow. I promise you that. And, you know, the thing is, if we're fortunate enough to play well enough to at least hang in there for a while, there's 2 teams that are playing after us that probably going to be pulling for us, as opposed to Iowa State. So hopefully you can create an advantage there. But, you know, this is a privilege. And, you know, we played at Rupp. We played at Arkansas. Last year we won at Florida State. We won at Louisville the year before. We won at Dayton when it was sold out. I mean, these guys have been in some big environments. If it doesn't go well tomorrow, and I've said this since we found out who we're playing, it's not going to be because the moment's too big. It's just going to be we got beat by a better team. I believe that with all my heart.
Dan Zielinski, mid-major basketball. You talked about just the experience on this team. You guys also have had to win games in the conference tournament just to get to this point. How do you think that experience just helps you in a situation like this?
Yeah, I think you've just got to lean on those times, even when you failed. You know, what have you learned when it hasn't gone well? And that's how we won our conference tournament. I mean, the last 2 years we've had tough ones to end it, but just having all these guys back that have been through it and understand, I said earlier, you just have to have a strong chin. I mean, because for us, and we talk about this all the time, we're going to have to survive the first 8 to 10 minutes tomorrow, because we can't simulate what they do. We can talk about it in practice. We can watch all the hours of film. But when they walk out the first time and they start pinning that ball on the side with great length and athleticism and effort and toughness, it's going to take a while to settle in. But we'll lean on these senior guards and Jacob, guys that have played a lot of basketball. And you need some things to go well. You're going to have to jump up and make some tough shots. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to guys make some plays. Because at this time of year, there's no secrets. We're not going to run a play they haven't seen. We're not going to do – we're going to be who we are. And I think our guys believe in that.
You talked about just the loyalty aspect. Jacob was really productive a couple years ago. He got hurt, decides to come back this season. What has he just meant to this team? Obviously, you can see from a statistical standpoint what he's done, but what has he just meant to the team and helping you guys get to this point?
Yeah, he's just been a really, really good player. He's a great kid. He's got a great family. This is home for him. He was so excited to come back. I'm sure he told you guys, he's never played a game in the state of Wisconsin as a high school player, as a college player. But I think loyalty is a two-way street. Last year when Jacob got hurt, we didn't push him to come back, and we met right after the season. And he had 2 years left. He's going to go in the portal this year. He's graduated, and I'm fine with that. He's graduated. He's been a really good player for us for 4 years. Go do it. Good for you. But I felt like we were loyal to him, and it worked out as well. And we didn't put any pressure on him to come back. He said, "No, Coach, I want to come back and win a championship." And when you do that now, you're stepping out to the front of the line. You're saying, okay, not am I going to go run the marathon. I got to win it. And so I have a ton of respect for him, and Will Pruitt and Joe Anderson as well. They're all three all four of those guys are in graduate school. They all have their degrees, and they could be other places. So to be able to be a part of this with them it's really been a really special time for our program and our school.